Hello and welcome to the festive month of December, and there's a whole slew of films coming up, and it starts with Sandeep Reddy Vanga's Animal. Let's put it this way. Sandeep Reddy Vanga obviously has a lot of inherent anger within him, which shows in his movies of Arjun Reddy, Kabir Singh, and in Animal. So he tries to portray that. He's used Ranbir Kapoor and using the South Indian ways of putting a title to superstar Ranbir Kapoor and in and as Animal. So Ranbir Kapoor has to use his inner angst and anger to carry the full 3.5 hour movie. So he takes that from Rockstar. There's a lot of swag involved in the way he's portrayed, and he's doing it with great elan. So that reminds you of his, style from Sanju and Bombay Velvet. Ranbir Kapoor rules this film. If there's any reason to watch this movie, it is because of his performance. He genuinely is living the character of Ranvijay Balbir Singh, a name which comes as the interval point, which is preceded by an action sequence of 18 minutes. Yes, the one which they've heavily promoted in the trailers. Bit inspired from Old Boy and various other Korean flicks and Raid, but obvious it's a multi-layered action piece which could have easily been down to 10 minutes, would have not had much any difference to the script. Maybe the impact would have been more. And that's where the exact problem with the film lies. He has shot so much, he wants to show so much, and he's trying to show so much in this 3.5 hours that you feel that the movie wears you down. It's a good product per se on script. The editing is where it falters. Now, he said he shot the movie in about 100 or 103 odd days and took 4.5 months to edit it. If after 4.5 months, if he's done this, he should have spent a month and a half more and got it down to a length of 2.5 hours. The film would have been a masterpiece then. But then would have, should have, could have. Rashmika tries to portray a strong character. She does a much better job as a character than Kiara Advani in Kabir Singh. But the dichotomy of Ranbir's character shows that in front of his sisters, he is a very protective brother who wants them to be independent, but he behaves with his wife in a very toxic manner. Toxic being the word which is there throughout the film. He marries the girl who calls him Bhaiya, and then gets her to break her marriage on the eve of her marriage. No great shakes about some gyan about alpha males and all that stuff. His relationship with Rashmika Mandanna is purely either they are fighting or they are having sex. Nothing else. And that wears you down. The entire Karwa Chauth sequence could have been done away with and would have had no impact on the film script, but would have been definitely shorter in duration and got you more invested in the script and the movie and the going-ons. Suresh Oberoi is good, Prem Chopra is good in their specific small cameos. Shakti Kapoor is very nice in his brief role as a consigliere, and he does a good job also. I wish he had more screen time and more interaction as a mentor to Ranbir, playing the absentee father. Coming to the father, Anil Kapoor does a fantastic job. He doesn't look one bit more than age of 48 or 50, which belies his true age, and that speaks volumes for Anil Kapoor per se. His interaction with Ranbir is brilliant throughout the movie, and they match up to each other. I wish there was more time invested with these two, and would have had a better impact. Why does Ranbir become so toxic when he's around Anil, and when he's away from him in USA with the portion which is just mentioned as an afterthought, he's led a very good life. But when he comes here, he wants to become gangster. And that's the best part of the film. This film, supposedly to be in Delhi, is in a place where there's no law and order. There's no cops. There's no fear of the law. So a steel industry magnate gets shot and his son just starts killing people. He announces it on national television per se. They have news news reporters talking about it. But nothing happens. There's no law and order. The chief minister, because he's supposedly sitting with the magnate, everything is forgiven. He goes on a killing rampage of 300 people in his hotel, and nothing happens. He's goes to Scotland for a great finale, comes back in the same bloody outfit for in his charter plane, but obvious. So there's no customs, there's no immigration. I think he must be landing his plane only in his backyard per se, because he comes home that way only. So all these things glare out. Okay, there's no relevance to reality per se. Coming to Bobby Deol, he has one of the best performances in the film. Saurabh Sachdeva has done a fantastic job as his brother, but the problem is Bobby's scenes are limited to 3, and this is not a spoiler. Whatever you see in the promo is Bobby. So I completely feel shortchanged. He comes in the movie in the runtime exactly at 2 hours. So for 2 hours you are only surviving Ranbir, Anil, Ranbir, Rashmika, Ranbir. Past a point, then becomes a little too much to digest. Why is this man so angry? When his father wants to reconcile with him also, he goes into an entire monologue of being a bastard son, etc. Why? Why is he so toxic towards his wife Rashmika when he literally stole her away? He gives his entire gang of cousins a gyan about not being promiscuous, but he does that at the drop of a hat, and with the justification that mujhe karna pada, somebody put a gun on his head. So all these things glare out, and they are unnecessarily topics about male anatomy regularly is absurd. I mean, just for the sake of putting in, it means he's sitting with a bunch of full doctors and his cousins and his family, and he's telling his wife, "Oh, they shaved me down." What logic? So all this, it's for the weak heart or something. It's irrelevant to the plot, and it steals away from the audience attention, and that's where you feel cheated by Sandeep Reddy. The movie is a different film. It's not for the weak-hearted. It was good on paper. In execution, Sandeep Vanga Reddy fails. I don't understand the logic of going with a full bunch of people. His recruiting his cousins is a mind-blowing thing. Till the interval, the movie was going great guns. Post-interval, they fail miserably. And that's where I feel cheated in the film. I would definitely go with 2.5 on 5. The 2 for Ranbir and the half for Bobby Deol. Poor Bobby is completely shortchanged in the movie. But does it have the Y factor? No, because you don't come back happy with seeing what you saw. Means Irishman was big, Killers of the Flower Moon was big, but at the end of the day, you felt alright. You felt with one of the characters. You don't feel anything for Ranbir in this. And this attempt to create a universe and this franchise and all that stuff gets diluted completely. Means you miss out on the thing that the movie started as the 100th year celebration of the company, and then by the time it comes back to it, you've lost the plot, you've lost the audience, and they show it as credits in the end. Again, you're expecting that people are going to wait till the end. Bhagwan hai. So you're taking the audiences for granted. I was expecting a lot from this film because he was genuinely making a pan-India film with the entire North Indian bunch of actors, a North Indian setup, North Indian crew. Unlike Rajamouli and all of them who've used still making South-based movies. I actually had a full South Indian thing set up with only Shah Rukh being the main protagonist in Jawan. Here he was doing something different, and I was looking forward to this. And that's where Sandeep Reddy Vanga fails you as an editor. And because he fails you as an editor, then the glares about his bad direction also comes out. Overall, this film does not have the Y factor. When it comes in OTT also, it's a film you can't see with family, so you have to save yourself a 9 to 12 slot. Overall, have fun, but the only reason one can watch this film and endure it is because of Bobby Deol and Ranbir Kapoor. See you soon.